Okay, so I think I finally know why nothing in this area of the garden has succeeded.
Never dared to dream of this broken world is obviously flat-handed to the dreamers, but my hope is solid in the promise that will keep us in these last days of ground and.
Hey, you guys, it's Taquisha from Our Freedom Song, and it is the most perfect day to be out here in the garden. Let me tell you, these mosquitoes is not out here today. They are not having this weather. This snap of weather, it's literally 20 degrees lower than it was yesterday. And so my heart is happy. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to be productive in the garden today. I have some more things that I want to plant out. Let's talk about why I think that nothing in this section of the garden has actually been successful. So I mentioned how we planted right on time the beets out in the garden, and so there was 2 varieties and none of them sprouted except for one, and I was so confused about that. And it's the same area that the melons were planted in this spring that I didn't get one melon from. I assumed it was the shade or, maybe not getting enough water, even though we were consistently watering this area of the garden. I just didn't really understand why things weren't producing well over here. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't until I was watching, I think her name is Forever Hopeful Garden, something like that, on Instagram, and she was talking about how she was putting her things taking out her ground bed and putting in a metal raised bed because the tree that was there was sucking all of the water out of the ground. And I was like, why didn't I think of this? That's so crazy. I did not think of it. And there's literally 2 trees here, right here in this space. So here are the 2 trees that are right next to this garden space. And that's a pine tree, and it's huge. It's literally huge. And here is the garden space that is directly next to these 2 trees. Now, it should have been obvious to me, but it wasn't. We literally had so many roots when we were putting in the posts for this fencing area. And it should have been obvious to me that, hey, I'm trying to dodge huge roots in the ground. Like, if I'm trying to dodge huge roots in the ground from this tree, it's going to be a problem when it comes to watering the garden or giving the soil the necessary nutrients without, a big giant tree taking those nutrients, because it's more powerful, it's bigger, it's stronger. Here I am trying to grow small roots, and this root system is underneath this ground right here, already established, doing well. This is a nice, healthy tree. And so I can't believe I didn't think of it, but I didn't. And so now I'm considering this. Now I'm considering what exactly I need to do in order to assure that we are going to get produce from this section of the garden. I don't want to spend all my time watering and tending to the garden if it's a losing situation, And so I'm considering building raised beds over here like I did in front of the garden, the greenhouse. Just building up something where we can still use this space, but I don't have to worry about the nutrients being sucked from these tender little things that's trying to grow by this big tree or 2 trees really. And so I think that is a good plan, although I didn't initially think that I was going to have to build garden beds over here. That is going to be, I think, give us the best chance at succeeding, so that I can definitely be able to control the nutrients that is in the soil. And so that is the plan. I'm really looking forward to doing a garden tour. I have not done one of those in months, I feel like, just to see how everything is growing and to also be able to look back at it and see what our first November garden looks like. So to prepare, I need to go ahead and plant all the seeds that I can plant today. I want to go ahead and get this done, like get it in the ground, get it in my boxes, really just get it done. So I'm going to be working on that today. The boxes that I took the potatoes out of, I've already amended those boxes and they are ready to be planted. And so I'm going to make that into a root box and plant some things there. It's interesting when you look at the back of the seed pack, some of the seeds tell you what type of soil that individual plant likes or doesn't like. Let me show you, because I got a pocket full of seeds. Anybody else outside with a pocket full of seeds? Okay, so this mustard, Chinese ball head, on the back it actually says that it loves really rich soil. And that's so different from, say, spinach that likes soil that is well draining and sandy. That's the opposite. So we wouldn't want to plant this mustard next to a spinach because they love different soil. And so looking at the back of these packs really help you out to know what is compatible to plant next to each other and what just really won't work. And so I hope that's helpful. Okay, so I already started to remove the watermelon plant and just start to weed in this area. I was really thinking about using this space to plant aggressive herbs like mint, because then it could just go wild, and maybe some other herbs. And I think I'm going to wait until the spring to do that so that it could be great. And so I think for now, since I have the time, I can plant some different things over here, like some of our various radishes over here. That would be really cute to just see those things grow. And so I am going to plant over here, and we'll just see what happens. As a part of my girls' educational experience today, they're actually going to come out here and finish weeding and go ahead and plant this area out with some different root vegetables. And so we are going to pick what it is that we want to be in this spot, and I'm excited about it. Oh yeah, that's good.
I'm about to say, that's a toad!
It's so crazy. See if you can get this one on this side. You're so strong and capable. Oh wow, yep. It's coming out, Nava. Good job. Nice. Why do we need to like prepare the ground? Like, you know, as far as like with these roots, like why are we doing what we're doing right now? As hard as it is, because these roots are deep. This is hard work. So
who are you asking?
You.
Okay. So, we're preparing, like, we're doing it.
Whoa.
We're doing this because,
That's a weird looking one.
because, like, the roots, like, they take more nutrients than other plants, so when you water your garden, the roots will take all the water and take all the nutrients from the plants you're trying to grow, so it'll be harder. And doing that when your other plants are trying to grow little roots, the bigger roots that are already in there will grow bigger ones and kind of block the other ones from growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And then what was you saying, Shiloh?
I said that his seeds grow they're gonna damage the other plant, and they're gonna make the other plant not able to grow.
Why?
Because since these two, they're gonna trap the roots, because they're really long, so they're just gonna trap the roots so the roots won't be able to go down.
Did you want to add something, Anova?
I was gonna say the same thing, but
Yeah, because it's really true, and it's like so important. It makes so much sense. And I was just thinking like how that's so true, like in life, you know, as far as like whenever we are, you know, wanting to plant a seed in our own life, like there's some things that we have to uproot because it's actually going to trap our seed and or take the water from it, the things that it needs. And so it's really important for us to prepare the ground first so that we can have good ground for that seed to fall on.
life and like gardening makes so much sense together.
It does. It does.
Like anything in the Bible, like you can put with the gardening, it just makes total sense.
It's so true. Yeah, for me too.
You need to make a food.
Like literally now, that story makes sense because I'm out here tilling the ground. I'm out here sowing seeds. I'm out here doing all the things. So when I read the scripture and it talks about these different things, like it just hits different. It's such great, powerful lessons for us to learn. And I just appreciate those lessons. And now that I am a gardener, it's like I understand those things so much more. And now you get to understand those things so much more too when you come out here and garden with me. We get to learn together.
If I did this for school every day, I would love it.
Yeah. You don't have to do math. You could just come out here and garden.
Yeah.
I like
Can I
it.
not do math, mommy?
Can I not do math?
How do gardening?
Okay, so we just dug this up pretty good, and as you just heard, we had a great conversation about the importance of tilling the ground, importance of digging up these old roots and all the things. And so what we're going to do now, and you know, I didn't do this before. I just put good soil on top of the other soil. And so that could have very much so been the reason why the watermelon didn't do great here, is because there were so many roots under here, probably sucking the life out of this area. And so it's no different than the other area that we have in the garden, that the tree roots are literally taking all the nutrients and all of the moisture. And so we dug pretty deep. We really got in here. That's why you can see the difference in the dirt here. And so what we're going to do is we are going to amend this area. We have some azomite that we're going to put here, also some feather meal, and we're also going to go ahead and amend this area with some fish fertilizer. Ashlyn just got it ready in here. And so we are going to go ahead and just get this whole area amended and ready to be planted. Okay, so these are the things that Ashlyn and I are going to be planting. We're going to be planting some of these golden beets. We're going to plant the French breakfast radish, these kohlrabis, purple and white, and we're also going to plant these Japanese wasabi radish. So these are the 5 things that we're going to be planting over there. I know it's 6 packs. We're going to rotate between purple and white of these, and so that's what we're about to do. So we just finished planting out this area. My daughter used this, which the first nodule right there, since it's so hard to do a fourth, this really came in handy. to make sure that measurement was right. So what we're going to do now is just get some soil and just sprinkle it over, just to make sure nothing goes in too deep, because I wonder if I've planted things too deep and that's why I didn't sprout up. And so I'm trying to be very careful about planting exactly right over here to get the greatest success with germination and growth. So that's what we're about to do. These two little girls are going to go ahead and do the cleanup around the edges and also weed around the edges. And Ashlyn and I are going to go to the other bed and plant that one out. When you have areas that is going to be shared spaces like a bed, that's really important to really think through, okay, if I put this here, is this going to affect, you know, what I want to plant here next? And I really had to think about that. That was like a brand new thought for me. I hadn't ever considered that. And so with garlic, I'm actually going to have to put garlic in a brand new place. And so I've been looking and kind of, you know, looking at our space and seeing where can I put garlic that I could just plant it and leave it and let it grow and it doesn't affect anything else. And so I think I have found the spot, but it isn't going to affect any of our things that we want to plant right now. So I'm going to look to plant something in here that takes about, 65 to 75 days and no longer than that, so that when it's time to plant for the spring, this bed will be able to be flipped and ready. So the soil in this bed is very rich, and so hopefully this Chinese ball head does really, really well over here. I'm also going to plant some more kohlrabi because we just want to give as much opportunity to grow these as possible. So we're going to plant some more of those, as well as some turnips. We're going to plant some turnips over here, and these black Spanish radishes. These excite me. So this area is actually pretty shaded. The sweet potatoes did great, as you guys saw. If you didn't see, definitely check out our harvest video on those sweet potatoes. It was absolutely amazing. We had so much fun picking sweet potatoes. So these are the things that I'm going to be planting along with Ashlyn over here. And these are the same things that we have planted in other areas of our garden. So this is the front. This is our front yard. And this bed is pretty shady, so it would be so good to see like what does well over here and what doesn't do well, and we can't know that until we actually try and experiment. And so we are going to plant lots of things in this bed just to see what does well and what doesn't like it over here, so that we can take note of that and know for next fall. Okay, so now we're changing our efforts and coming into this garden area. It was so cute. We saw a butterfly and it was just so beautifully, oh, it did it on a camera. Oh my goodness. We just gonna enjoy this moment. We are literally just going to enjoy the moment of the butterfly landing right in front of us and enjoying its flower. Thank you, butterfly. We appreciate all of you that you are doing over here in the garden. Wow. Oh, it is each flavor. It's enjoying each color. It does not care that we are standing here. Well, that was cool. Okay, so that was really cool.
That's super cool.
So, yes, that was super cool. Okay, so like I was saying, we changed our efforts and we came over here to plant some things on this side. So Ashlyn just finished watering the garden, and I do have some little plants here that I would like to plant alongside of the greenhouse. And so what I want, so I have some celery and some greens that I really want to plant these greens because I just want to see something that's just so beautiful and so bushy in there. So I wanted things that were going to be big inside of here. So over here in the carrot bed, some carrots grew, and we did plant these carrots from seed, and it's just so exciting to see something that you just put a teeny tiny little seed in the ground and you watched it grow. So this kale is doing really good. We are so happy about seeing this kale grow because we actually grew this from seed, and so it's, I think, 4 different varieties. See if y'all can't be friends. Kale and the broccoli. See if they'll get along. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this journey. We are going to finish planting out these things and just enjoy the garden. I've had so much great help today. Today is an absolutely beautiful day. Such a blessing to be out here peacefully without being attacked by bugs. I mean, this might be my prime time, y'all, as far as the fall. Like, it is turning out to be what I hoped. Now all I need is for these things to actually grow, but we'll see. We'll find that out together. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. The seeds tell you that